My name is Michael Tam. I'm the product manager for the two-door sports car, so 911 Boxer and Cayman for the United States market. And here with me is Marius.
Yeah, my name is Marius Wahl. I'm product manager 911 from Porsche G in Zuffenhausen, and I'm very happy to be here. I'm responsible for the 911 exclusive manufacture options, and together with Michael, I was involved in this great project for the US market.
Yes, a very instrumental part of making it come to fruition. So with that, let's get started. So the whole inception of it, we wanted to celebrate the 50 years of Carrera RS, and everyone remembers really the inception of GT cars was the original Carrera RS 2.7. So you know how it was a lightweight car, it had a ducktail on it, RS standing for Rennsport, racing sport. We really wanted to pay homage to that, so that's where the concept came to create this special package. So in 1972, it was Germany's fastest sports car of its time. It created a lot of iconic things that we all know and love these days, but back then, a ducktail was controversial. That was definitely a very different thing in terms of aerodynamics and looks. But overall, it clearly worked out. It reduced the weight, improved aerodynamics, created a whole new iconic line that, of course, we all know RS nowadays, right? You can't say Porsche without RS in the same sentence. So it was a very, very important milestone. Now, just as a reminder how long ago 1972 was, I wasn't even born yet. Apollo 17, that was the last moon mission. 6th generation Ford Thunderbird has just come out. I mean, whole different time. The Godfather, anyone remember that thing? And The Rock was born. I mean, whole different time and era there. And to think now the RS 2.7 is still being celebrated to this day. I mean, one was just shown at Concord, beautiful condition. Very, very different time. So after all that, our CEO, Dr. Kjell Gruner, spoke about the package and everything and said, America is essentially the second home of 911, Germany, of course, being the first. We all know California, about a quarter of all Porsche sports cars are sold in California alone. It's absolutely incredible. So this America overall is really the second home of 911, and we really want to create a package specifically to tribute the 911 to the United States and also pay homage to the 50th anniversary of the RS 2.7. So we are creating 150 examples of this particular car, one of which you do see behind you. Now, we managed to make this in less than 1 year. For context, I mean, something like the America edition, we took nearly 2 to 3 years. We usually take multiple years to make a special edition car. So how do we make this in less than a year, Marius?
Yeah, let's have a closer look behind the scenes. I would like to show you on the project schedule how we made this project in less than 1 year, exactly in 11 months. So first of all, in our concept phase, we started and took a closer look on the historical RS 2.7. And then we sit together with the designers from Style Porsche and also the GT project and also the Sonderwunsch department. And we wanted to transfer the historical elements of the RS 2.7 to the new GT3 RS. So first of all, we all liked the two color combination in green and white, and of course we were sure, okay, we need the decals on the side. We also want the color accents on the wheels, and we also want some reinterpret some stuff, and therefore we decided to make the, for example, the mirrors in green. In the next step, we were already working very close together with Style Porsche on the first sketches. So here also in this project, Grant Larson, you could hear this morning, was very involved and gave some great input on this project. And for us it was clear in the interior we want to integrate some interior elements from the exclusive manufacture, and that's also the reason why this car is made in the exclusive manufacture workshops. And first we built for the Monterey Car Show a show car, and after the Monterey Car Week we were not sure, okay, should we offer the tribute package with the Weissach package or not? Because on the one hand, we wanted to offer for our US customers the Sporties GT3 RS, and also the historical one was the Sporties version of its time. On the other hand, we were not sure if the visible carbon options fit to the clean look of the historical RS 2.7. So in the end, we decided we make an additional option for our customers that they can paint the roof and the hood in exterior color, that they have the choice when they choose the tribute package. Another key question at this time was we need a logo. Where's the right place for the logo? So we decided to make a special logo here on the side plate of the huge rear wing. And then we were sure, Michael, we need a US marking that everyone can see that this package is only available for our US customers. Then I want to take a closer look behind the scenes. So for me, as a product manager, now the work really starts, because in April 2022, we sit together and write down the whole product substance in every detail. So at Porsche, every option, every car has like a product document like this you see over there. It's called a product definition paper or document, and in this document all informations are entered for all departments who are involved in this project. So we say, okay, for which model is this option available? What's the detailed product substance, and what is the production process? So do we build the car on the normal production line? Do we send it afterwards to our exclusive manufaktur workshops? And we also add the financial figures that afterwards the board can confirm that project. So at this stage, these informations are already available. And of course, you see also the project schedule below. There you find the schedule when we build our pre-series cars, when is the photo shooting, when is the start of production. This is also very important for all departments. And then the departments know what to do, and after the kickoff we can start with the work. For us in the product management, then it was very important to take a closer look on the details, and we wanted to integrate some nice logos in this car, and in this case we needed some support from the colleagues at the museum, because they are the experts on the historical cars, and they provided us the model designation of the historical RS 2.7 you can see over there. And we decided to integrate the Carrera RS letter here in the carbon matte door sill guards, and that we have a tribute of this logo over there. Besides, you see the model designation of the 991 GT3 RS, and also for the 992 GT3 RS, it's a modernized version over there. So what Style Porsche did was that they new interpreted the RS, so it's a more dynamic version of the RS, and this is also the logo you find on the decal set in the exterior of our tribute package. That's not the only logos. We also have a logo on the center console on the car. So first of all, the colleagues from the Porsche Museum made, in occasion of the 50th anniversary, this great RS 2.7 logo. It's also a modernized version, and we decided to bring that on the center console as an embossing. And then we had a lot of discussions. It might be confusing when there is 2.7 and the new GT3 RS is not a 2.7. Therefore, we decided to delete it, and so this was the final embossing on the center console you can see on the car. Then, Michael, we needed a US-specific logo. On the show car, we only had the RS logo on the side plate. So Grant Larsen and his team started to make a first draft of a logo, and the first draft of the logo looked like this. And after a few discussions, we came to the conclusion that the RS is a bit too small and we only see the America flag, and therefore Grant made some adjustments with his colleagues, and he integrated the US flag in the RS. And at that point we thought, okay, now we have it, we finally have the logo, but then we realized that our supplier cannot make these small stripes and stars, and we have to start again. He sent the first samples and he couldn't make it, and so the third draft by Grant Larsen was then the final one. But it was not the final one, Michael, because we again had some adjustments.
Correct. We pointed out, of course, being American, you have to remember the American flag has a specific US flag code, right? You have to display the flag in a certain direction, for example, facing the direction of the wind where the car moves. So, for example, on the space shuttle, remember on the other side of the space shuttle, the image of the flag is reversed. Any other cars you see it, very similar situation for vehicles. So I sent a quick message over to Marius saying, hey, can we just throw one more little wrench in the whole thing? Like it wasn't enough.
Yeah, and you see over there, I had some meetings with Grant, and I said, we have a problem over there, and we tried to find some solutions, but we couldn't mirror the RS bit because it didn't work. But we made it.
Yes. Yes, and then this was the final substance that actually ended up on the car that you see right behind you. The final design, as you see, the side decals are much more extended than the ones you can get on the rest of the cars, where you can usually get it in black, blue, red, silver. Those all end in the middle section of the car. They don't extend out to the front fascia or the rear fascia. So that's a very key distinguishing factor on this particular edition. Similarly, like we talked about Visoc package being standard on this, we also, every single one comes with the magnesium wheels painted in Python green, a very striking contrast. Same thing with the exterior mirrors to fit in with the overall theme there. And then the, of course, decal you see on either side of the car that we've so very carefully designed. The exclusive taillights, we cleared them out so that there was less red on the back of the car to distract from the green. And then the brake calipers, because otherwise you would have had red or yellow calipers, depending on if you got ceramics. We blacked them out, again, to keep that very classic, iconic white and green design. On the interior, this was some of the final visualization of this as well. The interior, of course, we brought in the green. We had the deviated stitching all done in green throughout, so you can see top of the dashboard, top of the door panel, even the seat stitching and the Visoc RS logo on the headrest itself. The RS logo we spoke about embossed in the center console lid, flanked by deviated stitching as well. And then, of course, the very first time we're actually showing the public, the vehicle key is also painted in white with a very special green stripe on the side. And it comes also with a key pouch in race text with the stitching. Now, I was over there at Monterey Car Week last year. I don't know if any of you guys were as well, but that is where we showed one of the first kind of conceptual cars where the idea came from, right? The car where kind of the whole idea was born. Of course, it was accompanied by Andreas Prunger and our CEO, Dr. Kjell Gruner, doing a great presentation to a very, very warm reception. This is where it really cemented the whole idea, like, we really need to put this in production. there were so many people that came up to them as well as me on the side saying, we really like this combo, how do I order this? And that's where the wheels were really put into motion to get the production finalized. Of course, as you can see, there are a couple differences on the vehicle itself, but the overall theme is kept. So on the show car, not a lot of people noticed, but the headlight ring was actually white. Those were some hand-built headlights, one-offs, just to kind of accent it. So that's something we couldn't bring on the production car. Another thing, of course, this car didn't have Vistock package, so it had the standard lightweight aluminum wheels, and those were painted in green with a white ring around it as well. You see the side plates were also painted completely white instead of the standard matte black finish, and of course no US flag design. And this being a German show car, it also had the roll cage painted in green. It also had the seat pass-throughs painted in white, and also the hydraulic actuators, some one-offs that were also in green. So these are all little features that were unique to the show car itself, but it did not come on the production car. We did, however, do a lot of other details that made it to the production car. So, production.
Yeah, and then in November 2022, things are getting serious in Zuffenhausen because we built the first pre-production car. And yeah, here you get an overview of Zuffenhausen, and number one is the production line where the GT3 RS were built, and also the GT3 RS with the tribute package. And directly after the production, we send it to the Exclusive Manufaktur workshops. So you see it there on the map, number 2. And this is a very special place because in the Exclusive Manufaktur workshops, the Exclusive Manufaktur team refines every special vehicle. Every sport classic goes into these workshops, every GTS America edition, so only very special cars, and also our tribute packages. Besides, also every car with Sonderwunsch options are in our workshops there. So this was a good decision that we made this car and refined this car by hand in our workshops over there. I want to give you a short impression what it means to refine the car in the workshops. So this is our first pre-series car, and you can see how the workers applied the model designation on the rear, and here you can already see they tested the decals on the side, and afterwards they also installed our door sill guards in the Exclusive Manufaktur. And this is in November then the first time when we saw our sticker on the side plate, and we were very happy that it worked after that development process. And after that we came together at as a project team into the workshops, and we inspect every part and check if the supplier sent the correct parts, and that's very important. And the reason for our pre-series cars is that we ensure that the whole production process works for the series process that is coming. After the workshops, we directly sent the car to our photo studio for a photo shoot, because at that time we had no pictures for our customers. We only had visualizations, and yeah, of course the customers wanted to see real pictures.
All these people ordered the car without ever seeing it. It was incredible.
And therefore we planned 2 days of exterior and interior photo shoot. And first of all, we also did a 3D scan that we can integrate the car into our CGI Exclusive Manufaktur world. So after post-production, it looks like this. This is the real pictures of the car combined with our CGI world from the Exclusive Manufaktur. So then we were ready to provide our customers finally the pictures of the car. And Michael I had to say goodbye to the car, and it was ready to send it to the US, but it was not as easy to get to the US than just buying a ticket as a passenger.
No, no, you definitely don't just buy a plane ticket for it. Tons of custom forms. I mean, even the loan agreement from PAG, we had to ask to borrow the car, and that's the only reason it's here. So, in fact, the timing actually really worked well. After the first photo shoot, we happen to have the first press launch out here in California for the GT3 RS here in the US. So with that, we asked, can we fly the car over and have it displayed to the journalists as a first very cool touch? And so Marius successfully arranged it. The car was flown over and the journalists got their first glimpse in February. And they were all, of course, you might have seen some YouTube videos on the car, seen some reviews about the car. It was received very, very well. Afterwards, we took it to Sebring, had it displayed on many, many different places. In the US, it's been through a lot of different other cars to accompany it. It's been in great company. Great shot, isn't it? It really reminds you of California, like here in Palm Springs and everything. But the Tribute to Carrera RS package is more than the car. The entire time we've been talking about the product substance of the car, for the first time ever, we bundled a very large accessory package to come with this overall entire vehicle. So included in every one of these 150 Tribute to Carrera RS packages is a special box that we actually brought for the first time for the public to see that comes with the car and comes with the many accessories. For example, the timepiece that Johan was speaking about earlier, customized to match the car, including the wheel on the back of the car, as well as the white ring around the front dial, all homages to the details of the product of the car. You see you get some extra key sides in white and python green as well, if you want to keep your very special painted stripe one safe. And you also get a special model car with the one that you bought and the original RS 2.7. The reason it's missing from this picture is this is actually the prototype model car. They also make prototype model cars to double check they're correct. So much work goes into it. On the right, you also see there's some valve stem caps that you can put on, some metal valve stem caps with the RS logo. And then in the bottom drawer of the box, you also get a special Tribute to Carrera RS indoor car cover, very close to the design of the car itself. One of the most detailed car covers Porsche equipment has ever developed. In fact, there's even a little Easter egg on the left taillight. It even says born and flocked. Not a lot of people have seen that. It's pretty cool. And here's a picture of the final model car design. So you kind of see where from inception in the prototype one to the final design, how it's actually changed a bit. But yeah, very, very cool. Very rare we actually mount two different model cars, all in one plaque included with the car. So that was also really cool. That was the fastest model car being developed in our history as well. Very quick turnaround. And then of course the chronograph I was speaking about earlier. Very well to pair with the vehicle. Some of the elements I already talked about, where the watch band has the perforations very similar to the door panel itself. The stitching in green around the outside of the watch band. The dial itself also is in the matte carbon fiber, just matching the door sill guards and the interior trim on the dashboard. The accent ring in white to match the white paint of the vehicle. The dial on the back, the magnesium wheel, looks really, really similar to the actual wheel itself. It's very cool. And for the first time ever, we dipped our toes into the NFT world. Again, this was completely included in the vehicle. The NFT was basically a digital badge where the customer could actually collect these NFTs by bringing their GT3 RS to different events and actually get badges on both their NFT and a physical sticker to place on the car to denote that they've been to these special places. Something that's unique to every single vehicle. So another great collectible for the vehicle and touching on the virtual world and the real physical world for the customers. And then, as I spoke about earlier, that last minute Easter egg. We didn't even tell the customers before we delivered the car. Marius designed it at the very last second, right, with the supplier, and got the little stripe designed.
Yeah, the Easter eggs were a last-minute idea of us to make it special, and I think another one is coming, and most of the customers even don't know it, but we organized that Mr. GT, Andreas Bräuninger, is signing every tribute package car. And I think this is something very special, and we knew that the package is already perfect, and this is just a cherry on the top. But this shows how much we focus on the details, how much passion we put into this project, and of course this is also important that Andreas Bräuninger, who is one of the most important persons in the GT world, and that he signs this car. And it was not very easy to let him sign the car, because you have to know we built 5 cars a week starting this year in February, and we cannot call Andreas Bräuninger every week and say, can you come to Zuffenhausen from Flacht and sign 5 cars and drive back? So we had to find a way that he personally signs it. And for us it was very important that we not just print it, we wanted a real autograph. And therefore we find a way that after we sent the car into the exclusive Manufaktur workshops, we disassemble the cover of the hood and bring it to Flacht into the office of Andreas Bräuninger. So every month about 15 and 20 of these parts, he directly signs it. We bring it back to the workshops, install it in the car, and send it to the customer. So this is really nice Easter egg. Yeah, and to summarize it, it's only possible with great teamwork to make a project like this work in less than 1 year. So you see that so many departments were involved, on the one hand with the NFTs, the brand management for Porsche, and of course the PCNA. The Sonderwunsch department was involved with the show car, the GT project, Style Porsche, the Porsche Lifestyle Group with the chronograph and the model cars, the equipment, and of course, Michael, big thanks to PCNA, great project. And also for me, it was the first time having a project with the PCNA, and that's also the reason why I got invited to be here, and it's my first time on the parade. So.
And hopefully not the last.
Hopefully not the last. I saw last night that there are many others who attended the parade over 50 times, so let's see.
Now, thank you, Marius, again for the great cooperation here on the Tribute to Carrera RS package. None of it would be possible without their great cooperation. So with this, we're going to switch over to another topic.